Mm. Hello everyone, hello. Let's have a look. See, it's 8 o'clock and we are about to go live with my very special friend, Lady Melanie Chisholm. I don't know where she is, I'm just waiting for her to come through. Here she comes, here she is!
Hiya!
Are you alright?
Yeah, look at the state of me bonnet.
I mean, anyone would think you were talking with a hairdresser the way you're carrying on.
I've never been so self-conscious about my hair. I've done James Corden's show. I've done primetime TV in Germany, all on like Zoom and Facebook Live and all these things. And I've never been so paranoid about how my hair looks.
You see, with that hair, I'm not saying anything now until I speak to a lawyer.
I feel like I'm going to get arrested for being a drugs mule or something. Do you remember?
What I want to know is what you're hiding in there.
Oh Lord! I mean, that spray stuff's amazing, isn't it, for getting rid of your cheeky little greys?
Your natural highlights.
My natural highlights, yeah.
Actually, I quite like it. I mean, listen, it's not like you're not used to having your hair pulled back on a pony. I like it. Where are you then?
I'm at home. I'm in Hampstead. Lucky me. It's gorgeous. Oh my God! Isn't it mad how obviously everywhere's a lot quieter? Just how the wildlife's just gone nuts. And the air's cleaner. It's
I
like
love
one
it.
Positives, yeah.
I love it. And you know what? I sleep my window open every night and I can't hear anybody. No drunk boys fighting, no police cars, no aeroplanes. No, it's heaven.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I'm in the country.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's amazing. So, what have you been doing in your lockdown?
I've been really busy. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. So I was in LA when it all went nuts. I was in Australia for 10 days because I had a single coming out in March and had loads of promo, started the Australian leg, and then we went over to LA and it was all, you know, starting to gather pace, and there was like more and more people being diagnosed in different places. And then when we got to LA, just everything was cancelled. And then Trump shut the borders from the UK. So everyone at home was just saying, look, you got to get back. So we got back. And then we were like, we've still got this single to promote. What are we going to do? So we just like really embraced social media, been going online. I've been doing weekly Q&As, I've been doing DJ sets and loads of international promo. So I've kind of maybe in some ways done more than I might have done if I was traveling to all these places.
How are you DJing then? Because you're DJing from home, are you? I know you don't. Aren't you doing some bit of Selfridges or something?
I am. I'm DJing for Selfridges on Friday night. Yeah, I've been doing a few bits and bobs. I did a little one for Grazia a few weeks back. Did a little Radio 1 today for Scott Mills. And I have decks here. I mean, thank God, I've got my decks here and a mixer. And we've been recording sets. I mean, there's all this like amazing like software you can get that we can record it from. We've got camera here. I've got Amazon. I mean, I should have shares in Amazon. I'm keeping them in business.
Me too.
Ring lights I bought.
Luckily, I haven't got a ring light. This is just my natural glow. There's no ring light here.
Like this. And all the shit you buy as well, like you just don't need or never will need.
And that front door hasn't stopped.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Now listen, I'm going to start on these questions because I've got loads to get through.
Good.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
No.
No, neither am I. Right, they came from all over the place. So when I put it out there, I didn't think we'd get that many questions. I'm amazed at how many people have asked us lots of brilliant things. But the first one, and I'm about to rack my brain, and I don't know the answer, and I hope you do. Although I really don't. They said, "How did we meet?" And I can't remember. Can you?
Well, Sassoons.
I think it probably must have been Sassoons.
I think it must have been.
Yeah,
so
I mean through Jenny or somebody, but it's been a long time, hasn't it?
It's been a long time, yeah. I mean, that would have been 90s.
Yeah, I don't know, totally. I mean, you were in the middle of the madness, sure. It was definitely, it was Spice Mania, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, then. So I'm just going to say it because I know that you're far too self-deprecating to say it. But all of my friends, when they say, "Oh, see, I was in a post with Mel or whatever." The truth of we love all the Spice Girls, we love all 5 of you. But the truth of the matter is, let's be really honest, and I know you're not going to say it. You definitely aged the best, for sure. No, I'm not. Listen, I think the other girls are beautiful. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying you're really lucky. So I know everybody's asking me all these questions to get to the nitty gritty. Like, is it really your gene pool, or is it all about these questions I'm going to ask you? Is it about skincare and what you eat and exercise and mental health and all those things? So that's what we want to try and get to the bottom of.
Okay.
Yeah?
So
all right. So we're going to start with your skin. So have you always had good skin? Or, you know, are you blessed with good skin? No.
Absolutely not. When I was a kid, when I was a teen, I didn't really have acne. I had the odd pimple here and there, but I actually got adult acne. So and it was a bit later on, really, because I think probably I messed my hormones up a bit because I wasn't eating properly, and you know, I had a few issues like that. And I used to get like really sore, you know, and people get those really sore cysts, like a lot in your cheeks and stuff. And so I was on this eternal search to find what would cure this acne, because, you know, it's embarrassing. I know for everybody, but of course, being in the public eye, you're being photographed all the time. And, you know, the media was probably more cruel back in the day. You know, I think they're, you know, they're a lot less cruel now, but we have things like Twitter to pick up the cruel baton. So yeah,
to beat you with the cruel baton.
Yeah. So I was, you know, I went to I tried Chinese medicine. I went to all kinds of dermatologists. I had all kinds of treatments and peels and all these things. And nothing ever, you know, things helped, but nothing ever got rid of it. And I actually damaged my skin because I used a lot of like really harsh stuff in it, but then I didn't protect it from the sun properly. So I've got quite a lot of pigmentation. Especially if it's a nice sunny day and I go out, like all these dark patches just come up. So I have to be careful of that. But do you know, the thing that sorted my skin out was having a baby.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say food, actually.
No, having a baby.
Wow.
I mean, I did things like, I found this amazing dermatologist in LA and I use his products now. I mean, people will have heard of him. He's quite a celebrity dermatologist, a guy called Dr. Lancer.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And all his products, you can get them on like Look Fantastic. I think Harrod stocked them. I think Space NK have stopped doing them now. Oh, kicking you. But yeah, I went to see him. It was when I was doing my first album, Northern Star, and he took me off citrus, tomatoes, spices. So I kind of did like the food thing, but it was more his products, and I still use them to this day. And you know, I have the occasional little breakout, but loads of water, just trying to stay hydrated and eating well.
Oh, there's no way I would ever have thought. I don't ever remember you having anything other than really nice skin ever. That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't as bad as it felt like. Do you know what I mean? But I was so, because anyone who struggles with the skin, you know, it's like, because you know, it's what everybody sees, isn't it? It's what everybody looks at, and I think.
Well, it's horrible for anybody. Never mind being in the public eye.
Yeah, and I think it's so funny, isn't it? Because when you know, because I know other people in my life who struggle with their skin, and I don't even notice it, and they're so self-conscious of it, and you're so much more aware yourself.
So what happens now with your skincare routine then? So do you do all that cleanse, tone, moisture? Do you do all that or not really?
I'm a bit lazy. I use the Lancer stuff. So I use he's got like a really nice face wash. I like it to be simple. And because I travel a lot as well, I just want to be able to chuck a few things in my bag. So I use a face wash, and, you know, I do use serums and things when I can be bothered. And I like a face mask and a sheet mask. And those, your friend as well, those lovely, is it QMS?
QMS, amazing.
Yeah, beautiful products, and I've had incredible facials from them as well. But yeah, I try not to mess about with my skincare too much because I found what works.
Yeah, exactly. See,
but I have.
So there's an enlightenment.
Oh, where's he gone? Are you back? I don't know. Yes, I'm here.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Did my face freeze in a really unattractive position?
It was deeply attractive, actually. I've screenshot it and I've sent it to the Daily Mail. It's fabulous.
Perfect.
All right, so tell me about. So let's talk about. So we've got skincare. What about makeup? Because I don't think of you as ever wearing a lot of makeup, even when we were in the video or any. I don't think of you wearing a lot of makeup ever. Do you?
Well, you know what? I've gone through phases. I think in the 90s, I think when we started out, obviously, being the sporty one, I was always, you know, subtle with the makeup. But it was the 90s, you know, and everyone loved a bit of lip liner, a bit of Max Spice. Do you know what I mean? It was a look. And there were moments, I think sometimes when we were in the US working with American makeup artists, we were really painted. So there's some pictures of the Spice Girls where we look really draggy. But it's of the time.
Of course.
And you know, I went through my rocky phase, loads of black eyeliner. And I think personally for me, as I've got older, I've realised that actually less is more. You know what I mean? It's like, it's striking that balance because, you know, my skin needs some attention. You know, you want to help, try and keep it look young and fresh. But sometimes I think too much makeup can age you.
Oh, 100%. It definitely is. Do you stay out of the sun then? Do you try and stay out of the sun?
Oh, I do love the sun, but I mean, I don't really lie around a lot. I mean, do you remember in the 80s? We just used to lie. We used to have like a time.
Oh, all the time.
Oil on,
yeah, no factor.
30 minutes on your front, 30 minutes on your back. Ding, I'm done. Unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, I try to keep my face out the sun. Otherwise, I get a big tash.
Yeah, attractive. But I mean, actually, because when you think about some of the makeup looks you've had, like you talked about all that rock and roll stuff with all the black eyeliner and that, but I think people forget, like you were on the cover of American Vogue. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? Really, when you think about it. Who did you make up for that? Do you remember? Was it Pat McGrath?
Do you know what? I don't remember. I think we only worked with Pat in the very, very beginning. We did a shoot. Who was that shoot with? God, I can't even remember now. I should have done my background, shouldn't I? But yeah, we worked with Pat McGrath really early on, you know, which is incredible because she's gone on to just, you know, to rule the world, hasn't she?
Amazing, yeah.
And such a lovely woman. I mean, it couldn't have a nicer person, do you know what I mean? I love her. No, I bumped into her once in Barbados. I mean, this is years ago. And I was on holiday with a girlfriend, just a friend who's a girl. And she was too. And we ended up going to an Engelbert Humperdinck gig.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
It was, I mean, we had the best time. It was so surreal.
She's good fun, isn't she?
I love her. So much fun, yeah.
Now, listen, we've done skin, we've done makeup, we've got to talk about the hair, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to know is, what has been your favourite hairdo and what's been your worst one?
Well, doing the shows with the Spice Girls last year, I really fell back in love with my pony.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was so funny because I had all these concerns about being sporty Spice again after, I think it was like 10 years since we'd done it, or 8 years since the Olympics. And I just thought, can I actually do it? And we went through the rehearsals and I was feeling it and realised, you know, I don't become sporty. I am sporty. It's so in me, you know, it's not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But once that hair piece went on, when we got to production rehearsals, it was like, she's arrived. Here she is.
She's back.
And yeah, so yeah, I love my pony. Absolutely love it. And then I went on to do Sink the Pink and I was doing the bit of a sporty look on that. So kept the lovely big pony. And then I started to feel a bit naked without it because it feels like a look. It feels like I'm done. So yeah, but yeah, that's my. But I'm quite happy. I mean, I'm a bit bored now. I can't decide whether to go short or grow.
I think we should cut it off. I think the time's now.
Yeah.
Yeah, do honestly. And you know what? There's a question. Actually, yeah, absolutely off. But my daughter actually, Katie, asked, "Would you ever go blonde again?" Because I think you should go blonde again. Do
you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, that's hard for me because it wrecked my hair.
Yeah. And
then because, I mean, and have they not invented toner in the 90s? Because it was very brassy. I mean,
it was golden, wasn't it? Definitely had a golden hue.
Yeah. And I think because, you know, I went through a lot of my personal struggles when I was blonde. So it does have like some, you know, funny connotations. That's just made me think of the video when you put that wig on me, that short wig.
Did that scar you again? Do you think I'm definitely not going blonde when you saw that? I do like blonde on your skin, though. I do think you look amazing blonde. I do, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, just maybe not like that little spiky thing. I mean, that wasn't a choice, was it, actually? I mean, I know I didn't know you really then at that time, but didn't a lot of it just become really damaged and break? I mean, you had to put it off, didn't you, really? You didn't have a choice.
Yeah, at that point, just before I went off to do some solo stuff with the girls, my hair, I mean, when I worked with Brian, when I did When You're Gone, My hair was like, it was black virtually. It was so
It was
dark.
really dark. It was too dark, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it went from like black to, you know, to bleaching it all, and so much processing, and it was wrecked.
Yeah,
and
it was never going to survive.
Shorter. Yeah, so I chopped it all off. And then I loved it at first because it was so liberating. I'd never had short hair in my life.
Yeah.
So
was that the first time ever?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Apart from when I was born, like.
Yeah. Back in the 1800s.
All right, love.
All right, so listen, somebody's asked me here about what about you. She said, Melanie's got really beautiful teeth. What's her secret? I mean, are they yours?
No. I've got good teeth. I've got healthy teeth. I haven't got any fillings. I've got one filling. But you
only got one filling?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I know, it's good, isn't it? But I smashed my front 2 teeth in when I was a kid. So I actually had porcelain veneers when I was about 16 or 17.
So what you mean to go on?
I think they'd only just like been invented. They were awful. But then when I could afford a proper set of gnashes,
You're like Shergar, running around like Shergar.
Don't. Last time I had them replaced, because you do have to have them replaced, don't you? Like every 10 to 15 years.
Know.
Yeah. And they take them off because they kind of file them down to fit the new veneers.
Yeah.
And I took pictures. I tell you what, if those ever leaked off the cloud, like it should be on Jeremy.
I think you should put them out there. All right, so we've got teeth. Listen, let's talk about your body, because I'm just going to say this, and I don't want to embarrass you, but it is honestly the truth, and I'm not being sycophantic. I'm just being really, really honest. I obviously work with some incredibly beautiful women and some amazing bodies like Naomi and all that. But I have got to say, you have got an amazing body. You're really lucky. Well, not you actually. Let's be honest about this, because you're probably not lucky with it. I mean, you work at it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. You know, I think I can't do what I want. I can't eat what I want and sit around and do nothing. I know what works, and I've always been really active. You know, I've had issues in the past, but I have. I think with a bit of education and just knowing what works for me, I had kind of went on a bit of a mission last year before the Spy shows. We were doing stadiums, and I thought, I may never have this opportunity again. So I just thought, I want to be the fittest, the strongest, the fiercest I've ever been when I get on that stage. So I went to see a sports nutritionist. I had a new personal trainer. I was having it was like I was training for the Olympics. I went all out. And I was really happy with the results. I got like really lean, but I was strong and defined. And I think all of that hard work, it's been hard in lockdown because I'm finding it hard to be motivated at times. And I love the gym, and you can't go to the gym. So I'm doing a bit on my own, but I'm not doing the volume of stuff I'd usually do. And
because I'll tell you what I found recently, which I think is brilliant. I'm just wondering, because I saw something on video, like you did the ice bath. I mean, not in a million years was I ever going to be doing that. But so obviously you do a lot of old school skill, but do you use modern stuff? Because like I use that power dot, you know, which sort of breaks down all the lactic acid after you've been running or whatever. And do you use anything? Do you use any technology?
What's that? Like, is that like a Theragun?
They're electrodes, and you put them on wherever you've worked out your body, and then they're amazing. It's called Power Dot, and it breaks down all of your lactic acid. So it aids the recovery, so you can work harder without aching the next day.
Well, I do magnesium baths, so like Epsom salts. I love to have those in my baths. I mean,
why that then? Does that help with healing the recovery or something?
Yeah, what it does is it relaxes your muscles, so it helps them heal quicker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why the ice bath?
The ice bath is for, you're testing me now. So the ice bath is, that completely aids recovery, but I think that's more to do with circulation.
Yeah. How long do you sit in it?
I think you're supposed to, how long do you sit in it? 10 minutes.
Oh my God, that's hell.
If you do it properly and get it as cold, like I'm a bit of a wimp. If I do it on my own, I'll chuck a bit of ice in out the freezer. But when I was on tour, I had a sports therapist with me, and he was like, he'd get the hotel to like literally fill the bath up. And he just did it to watch me go through the pain of it, I think. But it works like nothing else. If anyone watching, if you're doing anything like a half marathon or a marathon, if you're planning to do something when we can, they're the best thing, honestly. It's like for that 10 minutes. In fact, it's only the first couple of minutes because you kind of get numb to it.
Yeah,
but the results are amazing.
Have you done the ice chambers then? Have you done them?
The what?
You know the ice chambers that you go into? I've done them a few times, like cryotherapy.
There's one in Harvey Nicks. I've done that one.
Yeah, I think that's the one I've been to, 111, yeah.
And that's really fun because that's really quick and they keep you entertained and make you do jumping jacks and stuff, don't they?
Melanie, I'm not sure that I would describe it as fun, to be really honest.
Oh, I loved
it. Listen, so talking about body image, because I think, you know, young girls have, I mean, you and I both know this, but young girls have got a real, well, interestingly, it starts to happen to young boys, doesn't it? All these young boys are now saying, after seeing Geordie Shore and, you know, all these programs where all the boys are buff and ripped, for the first time ever, men are starting to get body dysmorphia, aren't they? Which is something we know has happened for a long time for women. But for any young girl, I think it's massive pressure, isn't it? To be, like, am I thin enough? Am I tall enough? Am I slim enough? Am my boobs big enough? Am I bunker? But that in the public eye must have been really hard work. Because at least when you're not in the public eye, it's, you know, it's not. But to be seen it in I mean, that must be hard. It must be hard work, is it?
Yeah, I really struggled because I grew up as a dancer and I went to performing arts college and I was in an environment with girls who had eating disorders and it never affected me. I was quite slim till I was like 17, 18. You know, when you leave home and you start eating a bit of rubbish and drinking and all that. And I started to put a bit of weight on. So, you know, at that time, I don't know whether it still happens, but at that time, you know, I did a lot of ballet and the teachers would comment on your appearance and say, you need to lose weight. So that meant for me, I'd just have half a bag of chips instead of a full one. So I think I had quite a healthy attitude to losing weight. I just cut down a bit. Yeah. And it didn't affect me. And I was very close to some people who were having these problems. It wasn't until I was in the public eye that I kind of became a victim of it. And I think it's because you are so scrutinized and you are, I mean, I was stood in front of a mirror from the ages of, you know, from the age of 8 to 19. I was looking in a mirror half the day. But yeah, it was that. I think it was just such a strange thing because you're reading people's opinions of yourself, which isn't natural. You know, I mean, it's for kids now because everybody comments on social media and everybody has an opinion. So what troubles me now, especially having an 11-year-old daughter, is all of this. They're just bombarded with things which aren't real. You know,
that's exactly what I wanted to ask you about, how Scarlett got on with stuff like that, because ultimately all face tuning and I mean nobody looks like they look, right? So I mean the pressure for young girls now is even more difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what's terrifying for parents.
Yeah,
you know, because I do this, right? We've both been on 1,000,001 like photo shoots, haven't we? And for magazines and editorial, whatever. And you know how it looks on the day and then how it looks when it's on the newsstands, right? But I still look at people and I compare my you know, I compare myself in my bathroom mirror to, you know, some supermodel who's been retouched. And it's like, why'd you do that to yourself? You know. So imagine somebody who doesn't realise how much goes into it. And you know, like especially now, because everybody has, well, the thing is, so many people are having plastic surgery or, you know, a little tweaks here and there, whatever. And then they're filtered and then they're, face tuning, doing whatever. I mean, it's really hard for young girls, I think.
I think it's really hard. And I think we have to, that's why this whole self-love movement, I think, is really important, isn't it? I think it's, somebody was asking me about, when talking about your body, did you have any massive, you know, when you had Scarlett, I mean, we've talked about it because it did change your skin, but did you have any massive hormonal changes? Did it change your body in any way? Other than being really beneficial to your skin, which was amazing.
I'm trying to think, actually. I think I got away all right. I haven't got too many stretch marks. I'm all right there. No, it didn't really. I didn't have any. I mean, let's not talk about me boobs. But I breastfed for 7 months. So I think that was the first time I'd ever actually had boobs. And and they've lived to tell the tale, just about. But other than that, no, I did okay.
You were lucky then.
Remained decent.
What about flying? Because do you think flying has an impact on your body? Because I personally don't. I mean, I know that we both fly a lot. It doesn't bother my body at all, does it you?
Yeah, I don't like flying very much. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of it.
No, I don't mean that, but do you mean, does it have an effect on your body? Do you physically
I think
feel...
it just makes me feel rotten, bloated, and bunged up.
Well, yeah, there's actually dehydrated, I suppose, isn't there? But
yeah.
I love it. I love a flying. But you don't have any special flying routine, or do you just drink loads of water?
Sorry, you just made me think of Naomi when you said about the flying routine. That's going to be all of us, isn't it? From now on, taking the old Dettol spray in.
She's right. She was ahead of the game, that one.
She was there first. Do you know what I do? I've started using hydration tablets. You know, like people use for sport. You can just get them.
I need to know more about this. More. What? Go on, tell me.
Okay, well, you can get them you can get them in health, shops. You can get them on Ocado.
There you go.
But just little hydration tablets, and you get some with vitamins, but they have like minerals and stuff in. And if you have that in your water on flights, I find that really helps. Or coconut water is a good one. That's really hydrating.
Really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about that. How many tattoos have you got?
Too many.
Do you regret any of them?
All of them.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I have 13, I think, but some of them are only little.
Yeah.
And I do regret them. I kind of feel like I want my body back. I want my skin back.
And you wouldn't have them removed?
I mean, I've looked into it, but it's painful.
Really?
And it's expensive, and I'm tight. No, and it doesn't. You don't get your gorgeous virgin skin back, do you?
No, I don't think.
I'm not sure.
All right, finishing on the body. Who's got the best female body you've ever seen in the world?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Who's got an? I tell you, who looks amazing.
Go on.
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh yeah, she does look great.
What?
Yeah, she looks
She's
incredible.
the same age as me. She looks.
Mind you, talking about new bodies, what about Adele? Adele's got an amazing new body. Unrecognisable. Hello, excuse me. And can I tell you what's interesting that I'm talking to you about it? When I came backstage at your Spice Girls thing, and somebody started singing Colours of the World, Spice Up Your Life and all the rest of it, and I'm singing it along with this girl, I had no idea who it was, Adele. I didn't even realise it was her. I had no idea. I thought, oh, she's jolly.
But you know what? Even, I mean, I hate how the media go all, she's like, she's been working really hard for ages.
Yes.
And so if you think about it, the Spice shows were a year ago.
Yeah.
She had lost weight at that point. She'd already started that journey. So she's not done it quickly. She's done it since.
No, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she looks incredible. Yeah, hats off.
Although I quite liked her before as well, but I think, so Kate Beckinsale for the girl. Now, obviously, present company excluded. What about the best male body in the world?
Oh, wow.
I don't know what the answer to that is.
I don't know. And I don't like dudes to be too muscular. It's a good job.
That's me out.
But I do like them to be lean and have some definition.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I can't. Nobody springs to my mind. I just thought you might have. I thought you might come up with a sports person. That's why I asked.
No.
And then finally, the last bit about thing. What about mental health? Do you do anything like yoga or meditation or any of that? Do you do any of that?
Yes, I do. I've practiced yoga for over 20 years.
Have you really?
Yeah, I don't have a regular practice, but I mean, I did at one point. But since we've been in lockdown, I've kind of come back to it. A friend of mine is a brilliant teacher, and she's just started doing classes on Zoom, which is really nice. And just mindfulness. I've tried to meditate. I've done courses. I find it hard. I find it hard to sit still, and for it to be so kind of, what's the word? What's the word? I can't think what the word is, but like kind of not serious, but so formal.
Yeah.
It feels a bit formal. So I have Headspace, and I have a Peloton. Those exercise.
Yeah, the bikes. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Amazing. I mean,
really?
That's a godsend. Yeah, I love it, and it's a nice community as well. And so you get to follow people and know people and stuff. But they have meditation on there. They have they have an app they have running stuff and cycling, indoor, outdoor. They have loads of stuff, and meditation and yoga. So there's loads of resources out there, because things like certain apps are quite expensive. But there's loads of free stuff online. There's loads of stuff out there.
And then that Calm app I've got, that's quite a good app. But you have to pay for them all, don't you?
But you know what I have been getting into recently? Goop. So I get my little goop, you know, the Gwyneth Paltrow thingy, and there's loads of stuff on there. They've got loads of meditations on there. It's full of, you know, I know she's come under some criticism because some of it's a bit out there. But if you're into that, and I'm really into that, there's loads of good stuff on there.
Oh, I think it's amazing. All right, finally, we're on food. Do you cook? Are you a cook?
Do you know what? I'm a decent cook, but my other half is an excellent cook. So I've kind of.
Oh, we'll keep it there.
Yeah.
And but you're not vegan or vegetarian. What's that?
It's all he does. He doesn't clean up.
Listen, don't knock it. I haven't got anybody doing it for me. You're not vegan though, are you?
I like to eat clean. I know that's a bit of a bad word these days, but yeah, because I need plenty of protein. I feel just because of the way I like to look and the way I like to.
What protein do you use then? Fish or chicken or what?
Fish, chicken. I like a bit of steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I will occasionally. Yeah.
What's your favourite food?
It would have to be a toss-up between Mexican and Asian. And I know Asian's broad, but all of it.
Spicy? I mean, no pun intended. Sorry, I didn't mean it.
I do like a bit of spice, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And the least favourite? What do you really not like?
I don't really like stodge. It's lucky, isn't it?
Oh, don't you?
No. Really? Although saying that, I had some chips today. Well, Scarlett had some chips. She was dead tight with them, though. I must have had, I think I only had about 8.
That's not on. Mind you, I wouldn't share a bag of chips with you, to be honest. Now, listen, I've got one here from an anonymous person.
Oh, okay.
He sent me a text, so they don't want to give their name.
Okay.
And he said, if you could... Look, we're going into the funny questions now, or the different ones. He said, if you could snog any Canadian singer that you've done a duet with, who would that
who would that be? I'm trying to think what Canadian singers I've worked with.
No,
I'm trying to think. I wish I'd worked with Justin Bieber just to like piss him off.
Just to annoy him. Yeah. But you know what's really funny? This really made me laugh. Somebody sent me one on Facebook and I thought, what are they talking about? And it just said, so I said, anybody want to ask Melanie a question? And it really made me laugh. It took me a second to click to it. And it said, did Brian ever end up going?
Going where?
It took me ages to work it out. I was like, what's he on about, Brian?
Oh, going down.
No, well, when you're gone, baby, when you're gone, you know, I was like, what's he on about? Anyway, it made me laugh. Right. So Brian obviously did end up.
Had the funniest moment. I was in Australia and I was doing this breakfast radio show. You know, they have like these crews, these crazy crews, crazy breakfast crew. They have them all over the world. And this particular crew, one of the guys was an ex-Aussie Rules footballer. And he wanted to say to me, he said, did you ever have a private performance of Summer 69 or something? And just the way he asked it, I thought he was being rude.
Being a bit risque.
Excuse me? And he was like blank. He just...
I mean, I love it.
That's what he said. And he was mortified. It was
hilarious. Bless him.
Right. Huh?
Now listen, another question from my friend Alita. She asked me, why did you leave Monmouthshire? I used to see her on the high street all the time.
Oh, that's a bit personal. Well, that was a house I shared with my ex. So I love it there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful part of
Great place, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't stay there anymore.
Okay. I know you've been asked this a million times, but I don't know the answer to this. What other career path would you have taken?
Yeah, sometimes people ask me that and I really don't know. I suppose, and it sounds so super cliched. You know, my passions are music and fitness. So, and then a lot of dancers, you know, ex-dancers go into fitness. So maybe I would have worked in the fitness industry.
You're sort of from a musical family though, aren't you?
Yeah, mum's a singer. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to perform. So, oh look, here's Joe. Come say hello.
Hello, Joe. Hello.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I always wanted to do, but it's hard, you know, whether it's musical theatre, the music industry. It's really
competitive.
Hard. Yeah, really hard.
Have you achieved everything you dreamed of?
I think I've done that and more, actually.
Good. Lovely. That's so nice. This is my favourite question, and it's actually from a friend of mine called Denise. I think it's a really brilliant question. What advice would you give to baby Melanie? Like to teenage Melanie? What if she was sat in front of you now? What advice would you give? I guess it's probably asking you what advice you give Scarlett, I suppose, isn't it? Same thing.
Yeah, I think. I mean, this is being an old granny in pop. I do when I meet younger artists. But that, you know, that's how you start to feel. I'm also, I want to give all this advice because I feel like I've been so fortunate. I have experienced so much, and not all of it easy or nice, you know. So I kind of feel like if there are pitfalls I can avoid other people falling into, I want to do that. And the one thing I always say to younger artists is appreciate it. And try to be in the moment, because I remember with the girls in the 90s, we didn't think, we were very present because we didn't think about the future, but it made us not really appreciate where we were, you know. And it's hard because you're so busy and often you're so tired and so homesick. But I would say, you know, really try to appreciate this because it doesn't last forever. You know, everything changes. And I'd say just enjoy it. Just enjoy it and stop worrying about those silly little things that really don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it must be quite weird. Do you sometimes forget? I mean, do you think, oh my God, we were on stage in front of X amount of people, or we were traveling the world? Do you forget, actually? You sometimes think, God, did that really happen?
You know, it's funny because someone asked me a question. I think it was in one of my Q&As. Asked me if... it was something about being a Spice Girl. Like, do you ever forget you're a Spice Girl? And I'm like, I wake up every morning going, I'm a Spice Girl. It's so I don't know. That's a weird question. Some of the things I've done, I think I can't believe I've done that. But then I kind of feel like, I don't know. I own it. You know what I mean? We have. And I think the stadiums kind of cemented that for us last year, because to go out to like 70,000 people,
incredible.
And you know, we were petrified until we went out. Croke Park was the first gig over in Dublin, and we were so nervous. And we came up through the stage. You know, we rose up, and as soon as we saw everybody and the energy, all the nerves, they just went away because there was so much love out there.
Amazing.
And we just had the best time.
They were amazing, those concerts. They were absolutely amazing. I just want to ask you one last question before, and then we're going to do a quick fire, and then we're finished. But tell us about Who I Am. What is that now? So now that you're a bit older, now you're in your 30s. what is Who I Am? What's it? Because I was there all day and I didn't really think about that. But tell us about the song. What is it?
So, well, I've been continuing to make music as a solo artist all through the years. This is my 8th studio album.
Wow.
And I've just got to this point where I think last year, doing those shows, becoming Sporty Spice again, it made me feel very reflective. And the video was brilliant because, you know, the concept being there's me in this gallery and I'm in different mediums, whether it's pictures, you know, statues. It was a really fun day, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And it was me with different looks through the years, like a sporty look or the short hair, Northern Star, first album era, and then the long hair and how I look these days. And the song, it fit the song perfectly because I've just got to this point in my life, and working with Sync the Pink as well, which I did last year, and working so closely with the LGBTQ plus community really made me get to this point where I accept myself and I accept all parts of me. And I think sometimes there are parts of our lives or things we've been through we want to forget. And what I've realised is we always celebrate our successes. And now I think it's really important to celebrate the challenges that we've overcome. And that's what the video taught me as well. So even though the song was written, the song is about self-acceptance and self-love and being who you are and being proud of that. And then the video made me realise that, you know, you do have to celebrate the shit bits as well. You know, overcome stuff and we can modify. We've all got things about ourselves we don't like, but it's us and we're enough. And yeah, it's just about that.
Oh, that's so nice. So can we do a quick fire and then we're done?
Yes, let's do it.
So you can't think, you just got to answer. No thinking.
Okay.
Pressure, okay. What's your favourite piece of clothing in your closet right now?
I've got a sequined Adidas tracksuit. It's amazing.
Fabulous.
It's so fabulous.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Mum said to me, never do anything you don't feel comfortable doing.
Good girl. Well done, Joan. Do you have any pets?
I don't.
You're allergic to dogs, aren't you, if I remember
I'm allergic
rightly?
to dogs, cats, rabbits, everything.
Oh,
Everything
are
with
you?
fur and hair.
Can you wear fur? Not that I'm saying you would, but can you? Probably
No,
can't even wear
no,
fur, can you?
I wouldn't.
Ah. Okay, favourite movie ever?
I want to say E.T.
Fabulous. Why not? Why not? I love E.T.
I love Drew Barrymore. I met her once in LA, and you know, when there's just someone you just love her. She's just dead cute.
Do you know what I loved? Did you ever see Elliot's audition for E.T.?
No.
Oh my, Google it when you leave here. Google his audition. I mean, I sobbed. He's an amazing actor. Amazing, amazing, amazing. The next one's really hard. I don't think you'll be able to give me an answer. What's your favourite ever song?
That's a really hard one.
It's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say just one favourite. I mean, this is like ridiculous because this like always wins polls and things, but I love Queen. I love Freddie Mercury, and Bohemian Rhapsody is like
amazing
because it's just bonkers. There's no other song like it. So it's a really obvious answer, but it definitely would be one of them. Definitely
amazing. Best gig you've ever been to?
Oh, that's a good question. Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
Oh right. Wow! I feel like back in the day, I went. Well, I'm a massive Blur fan, and I went to quite a lot of Blur gigs. And there was one particular one at the Astoria where me and Jerry jumped on stage, but got carted off by security. So that was quite a good night.
Fabulous. Okay, describe teenage Melanie in 3 words.
Oh my gosh! Determined, ambitious, and oh my god, I don't know. What was I? Probably a bit obnoxious.
Do you know, it's funny because I was thinking kind, because I think you've got a really kind, gentle streak to you. So I think we should say kind.
Kind, yeah, we'll say kind.
What's in your handbag right now?
Your handbag? I tell you what, who's got an handbag at the moment? There's nowhere to go, is there?
Exactly. End of. Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Dark.
Oh. That's not right.
I like that coconut. Oh, that nice chocolate that Tony gets. What's that?
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, he gets a nice bit of chocolate.
That posh.
Or white chocolate maybe.
White?
Yeah, white's the best. Milky Bar Kid. McDonald's or Burger King?
Neither.
I knew you'd say that, weirdo. If you could be from any other decade or era, what would it be?
60s, swinging 60s.
Fabulous.
Yes.
What's on your iPod playlist right now?
iPod? How old are you?
I don't know. These are good. I just googled quick fire questions. iPod. This is the quick fire bit.
You only have an iPod if you're too young to have an iPhone.
Oh, an iPhone, I mean.
Oh, it wasn't your Spotify playlist. That's a more up-to-date way.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't have my glasses on. What's on your Spotify playlist?
Hey, do you know who you've got to listen to? This amazing. I mean, you might have come across her actually with work. There's this gorgeous. She's British-Japanese pop artist. She's called Rina Sawayama, and she's just released. Yeah, she's fabulous. She just released her first album. And she is, I mean, it's pop, but she's like kind of grown up like late 90s and the noughties. So it's influenced by like loads, like there's a bit of 90s R&B, but then there's a bit of new metal in there. She's got amazing, she's gorgeous. She's got great attitude.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, she's really good.
I'm going to look at her. If you could have any 3 people for dinner, dead or alive, who would it be?
Freddie Mercury, gotta be.
Yeah.
Never had the opportunity to meet him, and that was
She loves a Queen. That Melanie, she loves a Queen.
Oh, I love a bit of Queen. So Freddie. Who else do we have? Is it 3?
3.
Freddie. Oh, I don't know. Madonna's got to be in there, hasn't she? Bit of Madge.
But you've been for dinner with Madonna.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm wasting a go there, aren't I? Who else?
Wasted.
Should we get Billie Eilish?
Billie.
Yeah, we love a bit of Billie. Yeah, let's take Billie out for dinner with Freddie Mercury. And who else will we take out? I don't know. I can't think. You.
There you go. End of story. I knew it was
You're,
coming.
you're great company, so I'd like you to be there.
Okay. The house is on fire. You can only get 2 things quickly.
Scarlett.
I knew you'd say that.
My in-ear monitors.
I bet you Joe's not going to be happy about that answer. Name a book that's positively shaped your life.
I'm not much of a reader, to be honest. One of the books I read when I was younger, I did this on my Desert Island Discs, actually. It's called Dancing with Demons, and there's a few biographies out there, but this is the one I read, and it's Dusty Springfield's biography.
Amazing.
That really stuck with me. I read it when I think I was in like my late teens. And yeah, it just really stuck with me. And it's weird, actually, because some of the things she went through, I've gone on to experience, with mental health issues and in the music industry and stuff like that, and intrusion from the media. So that's kind of a book I would go back to.
You know what's interesting, actually? My friend Annie Humphreys, who was the colourist at Vidal Sassoon, like the head colourist, I interviewed her here recently, and she told me something I didn't know. Not only did she bleach Dusty's hair, but Dusty was naturally a redhead.
Was she?
You'd never know that, would you?
I didn't know that.
No, she was a redhead, yeah. Okay, then. If you had a spirit animal, who would it be? What would it be?
Some kind of cat, I think. A big cat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Best gift you've ever received?
I don't know. I can't think. I forgot. Really good. Oh, my Peloton was a gift. That's good. I'm looking at it.
There you go. Nice Peloton.
Me Peloton.
And if you had one superpower, what would it be?
My superpower would have to be invisibility.
100%. 100% invisibility.
I tell you what, I'm so sick of being papped during lockdown. It's like, going out for your hour of exercise, whatever. And I take the girls out, we go out and we'll go for a big long walk and we'll get a bit of shopping or whatever we need to do. Every single time it's in the Daily Mail. And I just think, leave me alone. I look like a bag of shite. And no one's interested in me going down the shop to get a pint of milk. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you see, it's funny.
Is you paparazzi, is that essential work? No, it isn't.
But you know what I love about that you're doing it for very valid reasons. I'm just doing it to be nosy. I'm just thinking if you're invisible, it'd be great. You could just go anywhere and find out.
Yeah.
Right, last question. I've got to just say it. It's terrible. Tell us what you want, what you really, really want.
I want this fucking virus to go away.
Melanie, it's been gorgeous. Thank you so much.
That was fun. I miss you.
I know. Well, I'll see you soon. Sure.
And it's not just because I need my roots doing.
I'm saying nothing to speak to. Let's cut it off. You should do a poll, actually, on your thing and see whether or not you should. I think you look amazing with it short.
Yeah, Scarlett won't speak to me for weeks.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't want that. But you've got a clip-on pony. What more do you want?
Exactly. It's all good. Grows back. Thanks, John.
Thank you so much. Speak to you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, love. Bye, darling. Bye.